Welcome to our second webinar on design. If you joined us for our first design tutorial seminar, then you know we started by creating some textures in Photoshop and building scenes using built-in primitives and plugins within Vizrt Artist. This tutorial is going to be somewhat similar. Obviously the design is going to be a little bit different, but we are going to again be using built-in primitives and plugins to design our scenes. So what we're going to concentrate first on in this design tutorial is creating our textures again in Photoshop. And you may be beyond that point, or you may have your own textures that you want to use, but in case you don't, you can follow along and see how we are going to build our textures for this particular design tutorial. We're also again then going to design the scenes in Vizrt Artist using built-in primitives and some plugins. This time, however, our plugins are going to be a little bit different. We're going to use the OMO, the TextBG, the Auto Follow, and the Control plugins again. Finally, we're going to play out our scenes in Vizrt Trio. However, we're going to enable the concepts and variants so that we can quickly have different versions or colors of our graphics that we can play out. So we're going to set all of this up in Vizrt Artist. Let's jump over to Vizrt Trio and we'll show you what exactly we're going to be doing in this design tutorial. Okay, here we are in Vizrt Trio. I'm briefly going to show you what exactly we're going to be doing. So I have a couple of graphics here that I imported, and here is an example of a clock graphic that we're going to be making. It's going to have a couple of elements here that we're going to be able to change, including the countdown clock or a count up clock. We also have a coming up banner here, or a snipe, or something that you want to use to promote something coming up in the show or something. So it's just a simple graphic at the bottom of the screen here. We also have a full page, and this full page is going to have a couple of different options for us. So one, we can come up here and choose either full page text or have some pictures that we can swap out. And if we are changing out the pictures, then we also have the option for a 1, 2, or 3 pictures here that we can use. We also have a lower third here, which we'll be able to swap out each individual element here, and it animates on and off. We're also going to be designing a snipe or some type of other lower third graphic where we can introduce players or something like that. This graphic is unique because again, we're going to have the option for us to adjust or choose how many lines of text that we want to reveal. So if the operator needs a 1 or even a 2 additional lines here to add some information, they have that option. Besides doing these graphics, we're also going to enable show concepts and variants. So this way we can quickly switch between sets of graphics. So now instead of having blue graphics, we have a set of green graphics that we can swap out and use instead of the blue ones. And again, these green graphics are going to have all the same functionalities as the other ones. So we'll be able to do the exact same things in all of these graphics. So we also have another example here of red. So we'll be able to change our graphics to red as well. And these changes we'll do in Vizrt Artist, but when we import our scenes here, we'll only have a couple of options here or a couple of graphics to work with. And we can simply change our colors by using this show concept button. So our first step is to actually create these textures that we're going to be using within this scene design.